मित्रांनो, आजची सभा ही RCS केस नंबर 1509 सन 2016 च्या एक्झिबिट 63 खाली कोर्टाने जो निकाल दिलेला आहे तो आपणासमोर सादर करण्यासाठी बोलावलेली आहे. तो समजून उमजून घेऊन त्याच्यावर विचारपूर्वक निर्णय घ्यायचा आहे. पुढील कोर्स ऑफ ॲक्शन घ्यायची आहे. सदरचे निकालपत्र हे इंग्रजीत असल्याने त्याचे वाचन व अंडरस्टँडिंग करणे हे महत्त्वाचे आहे. निकाल साधा व सोपा आहे. भाषा एवढी क्लिष्ट नाही आहे. माझ्यासारख्या तरखडकर भाषांतर पाठमाला किंवा तरखडकर व्याकरण पाठमालामधून इंग्रजी शिकणाऱ्यांना ही जेव्हा समजते त्यावेळेला, जर आपण कॉन्व्हेंटमधून शिकलेले असाल किंवा इंग्रजी माध्यमातून शिकले असाल तर आपल्याला ही सहजासहजी पचनी पडेल, अंडरस्टूड होईल याची मला खात्री आहे. परंतु वाचन करणे हे अत्यंत आवश्यक आहे. RCS नंबर 1509/2016, CNR नंबर MHPU 27-000-178-2010, नेताजी कोऑपरेटिव्ह हाऊसिंग सोसायटी लिमिटेड वर्सेस पुणे म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन. Order below Exhibit 63 passed on 19 June 2024. This is a suit seeking relief of the declaration, injunction and cancellation of the sanction plan, that is commencement certificate number CC 0616/2015 dated 28/5/2015. Interim relief was granted to plaintiff wide order below Exhibit 05 dated 1/1/18, whereby the defendant number 1, that is Pune Municipal Corporation, was directed to restrain Maharashtra Housing and Area Development Authority, herein referred as a MHADA, from making further construction over the suit property, that is survey number 70A1, 70A2, 70A3 and 70B, at measuring 11 acre 11.55 acres situated at Vanodi, Pune 40. However, while order was below Exhibit 5, only further construction on the property was stopped till the final disposal of the suit. Paragraph number 2. Defendant number 2 and 3, that is MHADA, through present application under Order 39, Rule 4 of the CPC 1908, hereinafter referred as a CPC for brevity purpose, is seeking discharge of the said directions, that is order below Exhibit 05 dated 1/1/2018. Para number 5. The government of Maharashtra closed the activities of the MSHCL and transferred the housing scheme on the Sur property to MHADA. Definition number 2 has sufficient infrastructure to construct additional tenements and building for the needy persons of the society upon the unconsumed area of the Sur property. As per the decision and the directions of the government of Maharashtra, MSHCL conveyed the suit land and the construction thereupon in favor of the defendant number 2 by executing a deed of conveyance dated 24/11/2011. Para number 6. According to the defendant number 2 became the absolute owner of the suit property, plaintiff society have the right to get only the part of the suit land conveyed to it which is below and appertaining to the its building only. The allottee have right, title, interest in respect of their respective individual tenements only. Defendant number 2 being the owner of suit property have right to prepare, amend and alter the layout plans. Accordingly, it got layout plan approved from Pune Municipal Corporation. The plan was sanctioned on 28/5/2015 for construction of the two buildings for lower income group and the middle income group of the society. This new construction on the part of the suit land is in no way concerned or affected the old buildings and the tenements standing on the part of the suit property. Thus, plaintiff had no legal rights to raise any objections for the same. Page 4, para number 7. Plaintiff had filed the RCS case number 1295 oblique 2011 against MSHCL and the defendant number 2 in the said suit. The application for the interim injunction at the exhibit 5 was initially got rejected on 14/12/2011. Plaintiff challenged the same, but the miscellaneous civil application bearing number 36 upon 2012 also got dismissed on 6/3/2013. Thereafter, plaintiff had filed a writ petition number 3699/2013 before the Honorable Bombay High Court, which was also dismissed by imposing costs upon the plaintiff. Later, plaintiff filed application for the interim injunction at the Exhibit 50 and challenged the validity of the plans sanctioned by the Pune Municipal Corporation and to restrain from the carrying out the constructions over the suit property. Said application also come to be rejected on 19/12/2015. Plaintiff again filed an application for interim relief at Exhibit 79, which was also rejected on 19/10/2016. Para number 8. During the pendency of the above mentioned suit on the inducement of the plaintiff, one Mr. Vinayak Namdev Tarfe and 3 others claiming to be the member of the society had filed one RCS number 1938/2015 against the Pune Municipal Corporation, present plaintiff and the defendant number 2 before the Honorable Civil Court, Pune, wherein validity of the same sanction plan was challenged. In that suit, the plaintiff society had supported the claims of the plaintiff. However, interim injunction application, that is exhibit number 5, was also rejected. Para number 9. The plaintiff was well aware about all these facts, but with the ulterior motive had suppressed the same in the present suit. The plan was sanctioned on 28 March 5, 2015 as per the Development Control Rules. Order below the Exhibit 5 came to be passed when the defendant number 2 was not party to the suit, and thus it didn't get an opportunity to contest the same. Plaintiff had suppressed material fact, documents and previous litigations about the suit property and obtained the order by misleading the court. Para number 10. In view of the sanction plan, defendant number 2 was constructing two buildings upon the certain part of the suit property and the construction was near to complete. It had already made huge financial investment in the said construction, and the stoppage of the same by the order of this court caused undue hardship, great loss and inconvenience. Therefore, it was constrained to file the present application seeking discharge, set aside or stay of order below Exhibit 5 dated 1/1/2018, and the application of the plaintiff be rejected with the cost. Case of plaintiff in short is as follows. In para number 11, plaintiff registered the application by filing its say at Exhibit 68. It contended that this application is just retyped version of third party application. Each and every material aspect, event, litigation and the result of the litigation is mentioned in the plaint, and the relevant document are also filed on the record. No particulars of any suppressed fact, suit, proceeding, order passed is given by the defendant number 2. Defendant number 1 and 2 had been misrepresenting and acting unfair in the litigation right from the beginning. Para number 15. The matter reached to the Honorable Bombay High Court in writ petition 3699/2013. The issue involved was whether the MSHCL and the MHADA can make construction of the suit property. In sister litigation, relief was not granted for the simple reason that the present defendant number 1 was not party to the said proceeding. Therefore, the present suit was filed against the defendant number 1. Defendant number 1 breach of the statutory provisions, building bylaws and High Court orders, undertakings given to the High Court, and in the most malified intention, corrupt motive, and in breach of its statutory duties had sanctioned the revised plans. Para 16. Defendant number 1 breached DC rules, that is rule number 6.2.4, 6.2.5, 13.8, 13.3.1.2 on 30 October 2015. Plaintiff Society had even intimated the Urban Development Department, which had directed the defendant number 1 to carry out an inquiry and take necessary actions of the plaintiff's letter dated 29/1/2016. However, the Plaintiff Society is unaware of any action taken on the said letter by the Urban Development Department. Finally, on 28/3/2016, the plaintiff gave notice under the representation to the defendant with prime demand to cancel the building plan and the direct work stop. Page number 8, para number 17. The evasive replies were given by PMC authorities by letter dated 27/4/2016 and 26/2016. Therefore, present suit came to be filed with prayer to cancel the work commencement certificate dated 28/5/2015 issued under CC number CC/0616/2015 along with the permanent injunction. Present application by the defendant number 2 is not maintainable. Mr. Dinesh Shrestha has no authority to represent MHADA. No resolution, authorization and the power of attorney as warranted by the law is filed on record. He is not person mentioned in the order 39 rule 1 of the CPC. It is not filed in the conformity with the or compliance with the requirement of the chapter 27 rule 511 in bracket 4 515 of the Civil Manual and the Oaths Act 1969. Para number 18. The present application filed is proceeding within the meaning of the section 141 of CPC. Hence, rule of the pleading are applicable and the same are not followed by the defendants. Rules set out under the chapter 5 para 17 of the Civil Manual are also not followed by the defendants. Defendant number 1 in conspiracy and the convenience with the defendant number 2 MHADA intentionally not implemented order passed below the exhibit 5. Police help was sought by the plaintiff by filing miscellaneous application number 257/2018. The conveyance deed executed during the pendency of the RCS number 1295/2011 and as per the liberty given by the Honorable Bombay High Court, amendment was also sought. Para number 19. These proceedings are for the different cause of actions. There is no cause to interfere with the well-reasoned and the speaking order passed below the exhibit number 5 dated 1/1/2018 of by this court. Hence prayed for the rejections of the application with the cost. It also prayed to impose compensatory and the exemplary cost of rupees 10 lakhs since an unauthorized person has filed an application. He should be held personally liable to pay the cost to plaintiff. Defendant number 1 failed to file the say or advance any argument despite of giving sufficient opportunity. Hence the application proceeded without say and argument of the defendant number 1. Para number 21. Considering the rival pleadings of both the sides and the material available on record, the following points arise for my determination, to which I have recorded my findings along with the reasons be thereto as under. Serial number 1. Whether the order passed below the interim relief exhibit number 5 dated 1/1/2018 is liable to be discharged or vacated. My finding is yes. Serial number 2. Why the order? My finding is application is allowed. Reasons. Para number 22. I have heard the arguments advanced by both the parties, gone through the records, written notes of the arguments and the various case laws relied by the respective parties. Defendant number 2 relied on the following cases: 1998/1 Maharashtra LR 610, 2 AIR 1986 Gujarat 145. The plaintiff relied on 1. Supertech Limited versus Emerald Court Owners Resident Welfare Association 2021 10 SCC 01 2. Point Chetra versus Municipal Corporation of Delhi AIR 1995 SC 430. 3. Vidhi Builders Private Limited versus R&B Media Consultants Limited 2012/13, all Maharashtra Report 271. 4. Messrs. Gujarat Bottling Company Limited versus Coca-Cola Company and others AIR 1995 SC 2372. 5. Ravindra Muntenja versus Messrs. Bhavan Corporation and others 2003/3, all Maharashtra Report 521. 6. SP Sengelvaraya Naidu versus Jagannath AIR 1994 SC 853. 7. Shengar GmbH and Company Leder versus Sadler Shoe Private Limited, civil suit number 689/1999 and application number 3189/1999. 8. Baker Oil Tools India Private Limited versus the Baker Hughes Limited and another regular first appeal number 583/2004. 9. Punjab University and the another versus Tilak Raj Dogra 1991/2. Curls CCR 132 1991 Part 1 PLR 531. Number 10. Sri Shivnath versus Board Ambala 1996/2. Curl J 27. Page number 11, as to the point number 1, para number 23. It is not dispute that the Maharashtra State Housing Corporation Limited, by way of advertisement, invited application to purchase the flat in the year 1974. It constructed 582 flats as per the sanction plan, which are in possession of the member of the plaintiff society. The plaintiff society came into the existence on 15/5/1978. Till date, no conveyance has been executed in favor of the plaintiff. Sale deed is executed in favor of defendant number 2. Para number 2. Para number 24. Plaintiff submitted that it was the duty of the Maharashtra State Housing Corporation Limited to execute the conveyance deed in plaintiff's favor within 4 months of its formation. Despite of repeat request made by the plaintiff, Maharashtra State Housing Corporation Limited transfer it to the defendant number 2, that is MHADA. The act of the Maharashtra State Housing Corporation is illegal. To protect right of the plaintiff society, it approached the court. The matter went up to Honorable High Court in writ petition 3699/2013. The issue was involved whether the Maharashtra State Housing Corporation Limited or the MHADA can make the construction on the suit property, and whether the sale deed executed by Maharashtra State Housing Corporation Limited in favor of the MHADA is illegal, null and void. Para number 25. The Honorable High Court in writ petition number 3699/2013, para number 3 of its order dated 26/7/2013, observed that an undisputed position is that the plaintiff society is a cooperative housing society and its members are of occupying 582 flats in the building constructed by the Maharashtra State Housing Corporation Limited on the land survey number 70A1, 70A2, 70A3 and 70B of Wanavadi, Pune. The courts below have recorded the finding that upon the land in respect of which the dispute is raised in the suit consists of the 4.5 acre, and it has already been transferred by the Maharashtra State Housing Corporation Limited in favor of MHADA. The learned counsel appearing for the MHADA makes a statement after taking the instruction from the legal assistant of the MHADA, who is personally present before this court, that they neither intend to dispossess the occupants in the flats who are members of the plaintiff society, nor they intend to take possession of the land surrounding the building consisting of the flats occupied by the members of the plaintiff society. It is also the finding recorded by the court below that the total area of the land which are made subject matter of the suit admeasures 11.55 acres, and excluding 4.5 acres of the land out of it, the MHADA is not intended to deal within the property. Para number 26. The order of the Honorable Court is very specific that the MHADA is dealing with the 4.5 of the suit property. The Honorable High Court has not granted any relief to plaintiff society in this writ petition. Para number 27. The material placed on record shows that plaintiff society approached to the Honorable Deputy District Registrar for the deemed conveyance through application number 409/2013 13, which was rejected, and the plaintiff had challenged the same before the Honorable High Court. Therefore, till date, there is no conveyance of the suit property in favor of the plaintiff society. Page 13, para 28. The plaintiff firstly submitted that in sister litigation relief was not granted for the simple reason that the defendant number 1 corporation was not party to the proceedings. Therefore, the present suit, however, it is pertinent to note that if any relief is not granted on the ground that the defendant number 1 was not party to the suit, then plaintiff had option to implead it as a party to the said suit and could claim the relief. However, the plaintiff had not made such attempt or efforts or filed these separate proceedings, which created multiplicity of the proceedings. Plaintiff even had not taken pains to state the case number and the relief claimed in the sister litigation in present plaint, and the application for the temporary injunction, that is exhibit number 5, para number 29. Secondly, plaintiff stated that the defendant number 1 had violated the DC rules, that is rules number 6.2.4, 6.2.5, 13.8, 13.3.1.2 while sanctioning the plans dated 28/5/2015. Whereas the defendant number 2 has made certain clarification on these rules, unless and until it is proved by the plaintiff through supporting evidence, it would not be just and proper to infer that the DC rules had been violated at this primary stage. Para number 30. Thirdly, the plaintiff has raised objection as to the maintainability of the present application, whereas defendant number 2 contended that the application is tenable. While deciding this objection, relevant provisions, order number 39 rule 4 needs to be considered. Page number 14, order 39 rule 4 of Civil Procedure Code provide as under. Order for injunction may be discharged, varied, or set aside. Any order for an injunction may be discharged or varied or set aside by the court on application made thereto by any party dissatisfied with such order, provided that if in an application for the temporary injunction or in any affidavit supporting such application, a party has knowingly made a false or the misleading statement in relation to a material particular and injunction was granted without giving notice to the opposite party, the court shall vacate the injunction unless for reasons to be recorded it considers that it is not necessary to do in the interest of the justice. Provided further that where an order for the injunction has been passed after giving to a party an opportunity of being heard, the order shall not be discharged, varied, or set aside on the application of that party except where such discharge, variation, or the setting aside has been necessitated by a change in the circumstances or unless the court is satisfied that the order has caused undue hardship to that party. Para number 31. Thus, this provision clears that any party can make application for discharge or varied order of the temporary injunction. Defendant number 2 became party to the suit by order of this court below exhibit number 38. Hence, it got right to move present application. Therefore, the application is tenable. Page number 15, para number 32. Further, in light of the above mentioned provisions, an injunction order can be varied or discharged in first proviso when a party made false or the misleading statement in relation to a material particular and injunction was granted without giving notice to the opposite party. Para number 33. The record reflects that there are various litigations pending between plaintiff and defendant number 2, that is RCS number 1295/2011, RCS number 1938/2015, writ petition number 12262/2015, RCS number 1295/2011 had been instituted to challenge the execution of the sale deed and the specific performance by the plaintiff wherein injunction application was rejected. Dissatisfied with the same, plaintiff had preferred miscellaneous application number 36/2012, which also came to dismissed by the Honorable District Court. Writ petition number 3699/2013 filed against the same was also dismissed by the imposing cost on the plaintiff. Para number 34. The defendant number 2 contended that the plaintiff had suppressed the material facts from the court and obtained the orders of the temporary injunction, whereas the plaintiff submitted that not a single fact suit proceedings order is suppressed by the plaintiff. Right from the beginning, defendant number 2 and 3 had been misrepresenting and acting unfair in the litigations, and by their illegal unauthorized conduct had deprived plaintiff of its valuable property by resorting to unfair, sharp and dilatory tactics. Para number 35. In this regard, peruse the plaintiff application for the temporary injunction, Exhibit 5 and order passed below the Exhibit 5. Plaintiff in para number 13 of its plaint had mentioned about writ petition number 3699/2013, an observation made by the Honorable Court in the para number 3. It is specifically pleaded by the plaintiff in para 14 that in the sister litigation, relief was not granted for the simple reason that the corporation was not party to said proceeding and therefore the present suit come to be filed. But the plaintiff has not mentioned the case number of that sister litigation. There is no pleading about the miscellaneous civil application number 36/2012 and order passed in it, though it is passed before the institution of this suit. While passing order below Exhibit 5, this court had observed in the para number 13 that plaintiff had neither filed any copy of proceedings pending before the senior division court nor filed any synopsis of the writ petition or undertaking which is filed by the representative of MHADA before the Honorable High Court. This conduct of the plaintiff shows that it had suppressed material particulars of fact in issue. Para number 37. If the plaintiff had bona fide intention, then it ought to have pleaded these facts in its plaint or while arguing on interim application below Exhibit 5. It is defendant number 2 who had disclosed these facts about pendency of RCS number 1295 oblique 2011 miscellaneous civil application number 36 oblique 2012 and the rejection of the interim relief claim by the plaintiff. Defendant number 2 further stated that RCS 1938-2015 is also filed by one of the member of the plaintiff society wherein the plaintiff is made and defendant and had supported the claim of the said members of the society. Para number 38. Despite of long litigation against defendant number 2, the plaintiff had not made said Mhada defendant or party to the present suit. It can be inferred that the plaintiff did not get relief in the pending litigations till the Honorable High Court and therefore filed present suit without making defendant number 2 as party. Plaintiff has already completed one round of litigations from trial court to Honorable High Court, but though it best fit not to mention before this court for the reasons best known to itself. The conduct of the plaintiff, this is para number 39. The conduct of the plaintiff shows that it intends to defeat the rights of the defendant number 2. Plaintiff had not come before this court with the clean hands and also misleaded the court by suppressing material particulars about the facts and obtained the injunction orders despite of having knowledge that the order will be directly and adversely affect the rights of the defendant number 2 without making it as a party to the suit. Para number 40. The conditions contemplated under Order 39 Rule 4 Proviso have been fulfilled by the defendant number 2, which makes it entitled to the relief sought. Defendant number 2 did not get any opportunity of contesting or hearing the temporary injunction application Exhibit 05. In such circumstances, court must vacate the order of the temporary injunction. Para number 41. Plaintiff fourthly has raised objection of authority present defendant to represent Mhada. It was decided by this court while dealing application filed by the defendant number 2 under Order 1 Rule 10 of CPC 1908 and the application below Exhibit 80. Order passed below the Exhibit 80 is challenged by the plaintiff in writ petition number 8922/2022. It is the matter of record that no relief is granted by the Honorable Court to the present plaintiff or order against the defendant number 2. Para number 42. Furthermore, in pending litigations before the Honorable Senior Division Court, Pune, the prayer of the temporary injunction was rejected the fact suppressed by the plaintiff. This fact also suppressed by the plaintiff. In RCS 1938 oblique 2015, no relief against the defendant number 2 had been granted. Where or not defendants have violated the DC rules is the question of require trials and evidence from both the sides. This is not the stage to go into the merit and give finality to any documents. Moreover, at this interim stage, this court cannot conclude that there is any violation on the part of the defendants. This fact need to be proved by the plaintiff through cogent evidence. Para number 43. The defendant number 2 contended that the construction is almost completed and the due to order of temporary injunction the work is stopped. Whereas plaintiff contended that they have exclusive right over the suit property and the defendant number 2 cannot take advantage of their own wrongs. The building has to be demolished. The building has to be demolished. Para number 44. At this juncture, it is required to be seen to whom greater hardship will cause. Till date, there is no conveyance of the suit property in favor of plaintiff. The ownership is vested with the defendant number 2 as of today. The aim and the object of the defendant number 2, MADA, is of the development scheme for the weaker section of the society. Maharashtra State Housing Corporation Limited had transferred the suit property in favor of the defendant number 2 and the defendant number 1, being competent authority, had sanctioned the plan. In accordance with the said plan, defendant number 2 had started the construction over the suit property. Para number 45. As stated above, whether there is a breach of any DC rules can be decided after evidence. The construction is about to complete. It shows that public money is involved in it. It is also not the case of the plaintiff that the defendant number 2 is dispossessing the plaintiff or causing obstruction into the plaintiff's possession. In such circumstances, the plaintiff will not suffer with heavy irreparable loss. On the contrary, the plaintiff would be entitled for the compensation in terms of money if succeeded in the suit. Whereas defendant number 2 is suffering from the losses from the date of order of this court below Exhibit 05 without any notice to them. Para number 46. The record further reveals that plaintiff sought police aid for execution of the order passed below Exhibit 05. Therefore, the greater hardship is caused to the defendant number 2 by order of Exhibit 05. Learned advocate for both the parties had relied upon many rulings cited supra, but considering the peculiarity facts of the present suit, the same cannot be made applicable at this stage. Therefore, the point number 1 is answered affirmative. As to point number 2, para number 47, in the view of the above discussion, the application deserves to be allowed. The plaintiff has challenged order passed below the Exhibit 80 before the Honorable Bombay High Court. Therefore, needless to mention, fate of this order is subjected to any order passed by the Honorable Court with regard to Exhibit 80. Hence, following order. Order. Number 1, application is allowed. Number 2, order passed below. As to point number 2, para number 47, in the view of the above discussion, the application deserve to be allowed. Plaintiff have challenged order passed below the Exhibit 80 before the Honorable High Court. Therefore, needless to mention, fate of this order is subjected to any order passed by the Honorable High Court with regard to Exhibit 80. Hence, following order. Order. Number 1, application is allowed. Number 2, order passed below the Exhibit 5 dated 1/1/2018 is hereby vacated. Point number 3, cost in main cause dictated and pronounced in open court by Srimati S.H. Telgaonkar, Civil Judge Junior Division, PMC Court, Pune. Place Pune, date 19/6/2024.